We are now at the very end of this unit, where we have looked into MIS usability, features, performance, and in today's session, we're going to be able to plan improvement to manage information system. So we've seen the purpose of integrating the MIS within the company and how this will now help the organization to work more efficiently. So now we can look from our indicative content. Now today we're going to look into MIS improvements, studying people, studying technology, studying organization. Also, we will look into extensions such as process information, process selection, assessment and current process plan, process changes. So we can now look into some definitions of recommendation to improve management information. So as we can see, if within organization the MIS is not completely working, we now encounter some issues. So no matter if it's an infrastructure or a fault or communication issues, the moment this workflow is breached, we now have a lot of complication and delays of the deliverability of our products. So whether it will be an individual workstation, database, or internet speed, most business world depends on is information system operation at its peak level. So here we have a couple of ways where we could improve our MIS. So for instance, we could develop a technology usage agreement for the staff. So by having this new technology, which could be including compliance issues, such as inappropriate web surfing, data or music downloading policy, and data confidentiality. So by developing this new technology, we can now ensure that our staff is trained and they work in a really effective way. So moving on. Something is going on with the PowerPoint. Okay. Back to our presentation. So what happens? We can now Okay. Also, another good way to improve our MIS would be through creating a comprehensive technology plan. So as I mentioned, by having a good workflow on the plan, we will now make it easier for each department to communicate within each other and effectively perform. Also, we can contact our internet service provider for investigating the increase of the bandwidth. So if in our workstation, if in the infrastructure, we do feel that our performance might be affected due to internet bandwidth, then it will be recommended to now contact the internet service provider, ISP, which can now investigate and come up to a solution. Also, we could consult with one or many firms who provide offshore storage. So by having a offshore storage, we can now outsourcing key documents and databases. So what happens is that the service will be typically easy to install and provide us with easy disaster recovery, which should have a major system issue or virus. Also, another step to improve MIS is by considering software as a service. So by doing so, the service will now provide web-based version of the solution, who we might be typically installed on each workstation. Also, we can now utilize free software to free up our technology budget to update machine faster. So this is another advantage for our infrastructure, where we can see many companies such as Google, Sun, Adobe have now added this free service in order to speed up the machine and productivity. Also, we can schedule periodic maintenance downtime. So as the organization process a large amount of data, it is really important to track and keep up to date with all the machineries or the IT assets. So our information technology employees or companies should manage updates, scan for viruses, and examine error logs during this scheduled downtime. Now that we've covered the major improvements, we can now look into what could be MIS extensions, which are further planned systems development to an information system. So the further development that we could now integrate could be related to quality, where we will now have all our content of our information. We can have how much information and exactly what should it be described. Also, we have nature of analysis and presentation. We will look into availability of the information, where we can see frequency, contemporaneous, on-demand or routine. Then we can look into accuracy of information, reliability, and security. So with our MIS extensions, we can now have a really good design and develop a process which will have to address a couple of issues. So what happens is that there should be the synchronization in understanding of management, process, and IT among the users, as well as the developers. MIS design also have the has to be interacting with a complex environment, where we will now comparing all other subsystems in the overall information system of the organization. Also, now we have to see, before the system is in operation, the following issues should be now taken care of: the data security, backup and recovery, system control, testing out the system and ensure that it works free of bugs, in expected business situation. So this was everything for today's session. Is there any question for me?
No questions with that.
No questions.
Okay, guys, thank you very much for joining, and tomorrow we will have our assignment discussion.
Okay.
You.
Thank you for joining, and see you tomorrow.